UFC 299 is going down this weekend, and we have a fantastic matchup of two aggressive, dangerous strikers who have already clashed once, with the result, well, still being debated amongst fans today. But both guys have improved so much since then and put on some amazing performances, but now they will rematch, and this time it's for the title. But the question is, what happens this time around? Well, we're here to break it down today, and we're going to take a look at why Sean O'Malley is so dangerous on the feet, what happened in the first fight, the killer instincts of Chito Vera, and the accuracy and precision of Sean O'Malley.
So we're going to start with the champion, Sean O'Malley. Sean at a base level, we know he's a kickboxer, he can do a lot of stuff really well. And I'm not going to go through his entire striking arsenal because it's pretty vast, spinning back fists, wheel kicks, all kinds of crazy stuff. But let's just start by talking about the thing that he likes to do the most, what I consider his signature move, and that's his fade back, big straight punch, or even more like an overhand as well. So let's take a look at a few examples before we get into what I mean. So against Eddie Wineland here, this doesn't land perfectly clean, but you can see what I mean. Baits the space, feet are close together, measures the distance, always measuring the distance, fades back and drops the big left hand. Doesn't take Eddie out, just wobbles off the chin, but it's a really good example of what we're gonna see from Sean. When Sean does slide back, he puts all his weight on this back left leg, and this is gonna be really important, and we'll talk about it later, but he uses that to spring straight back into his punches. From here, from orthodox, he throws this rear teep to the body. The leg comes back, and Almeida loads this right hook, but he doesn't throw it, he bails on it. Question to the class. Anyone know why this right hook doesn't come out from Almeida? Let's have a look at it again. O'Malley's thrown from orthodox, but you'll see when he brings his right leg back, he lands in southpaw. And so Almeida's expecting him to be here. But because he switches to southpaw, he slides back a bit further, creates the space that he needs to drop this left hand around the side and on the chin. Same example, but it's very nuanced. I'll try and show you what I mean. So if you're in orthodox and you throw this teep kick, your foot's gonna come back here. It comes out, bah, and comes back here. Sean, in this instance, throws the teep and lands in southpaw. Now, Almeida's expecting him to retreat the leg, and in that time, he's gonna throw the right hook. But Sean doesn't do that. He drops the leg and slides back, puts all that weight on his back leg, slides back, and then steps back in. And it's because he switches stance, creates that bit of extra space. You'll see Almeida think about it, and then realize he's not in range and bail on the right hook, and just leaves his head right there to get punched. So he comes in, thinks about the right hand, Sean's not there anymore, created that bit of space with southpaw, and even gets time to get that lead hand in, this double punch that Luke talked about. Very Diaz, he throws both at the same time. But it's almost like the rangefinder that lead hand is, the distance measurement that Sean always uses as well. So you'll see here, very close, lead foot, opposite stances. Sean doesn't like it, he'll fade back into orthodox, immediately measure the distance, and create how much space right here? Enough space again for this rear teep kick. And he's gonna drop back, create more space with the frame, and again, perfect management of the distance, and drops the right hand at him. Sean made that look so easy, but again, he resets the range with that front kick, and when he lands back, he suddenly created all this space. Space that Aljo thought he could charge through with that straight left, and to be fair to him, he was inches away. But again, Sean disguising how much range he's actually created. And in between those sequences, he's got time to touch you. So he knows his reach and he knows his range, and then he can step back. So that's some of the box in the hands of Sean O'Malley. We know it's about that backhand, but let's just take a look at some of his kicks as well here, because what we thought going into Chito versus Sean O'Malley is we were gonna get an outside battle. So we know Sean's good on the outside, we know Chito's good on the outside, but let's just have a look at those leg kicks from Sean and how effective and accurate they are as well. So we're going back to the Almeida fight right here as well. Just snipes him, peels out, no problem. Same thing again here. You'll see the hands are high for Almeida, always. Something Chito does, it opens up these leg kicks as well. So Soccer Mom, Sukam Tao here, absolutely destroyed him with the low kicks as well. And against Ware here, lovely sequence. This is a blending of everything. We got the spin, the hook kick, immediately weight on the back leg, jumps back in with the 1-2, peels out, and then again, weight on the back leg, comes straight back in with the rear hand. So mixing it all together. But there's Sean O'Malley, right? Creating the space and knowing the distance and creating opportunities to create the space, stance switching amid it all, and he's got these low leg kicks, but it's all about that backhand over the back. Let's take a look at some of Cheeto's striking as well. Like we said, when this first matchup happens, most people thought it would be an outside battle of two strikers, and Cheeto is very good as well from the outside. Let's have a look what I mean. So here we go, some lovely leg kicks from Cheeto here. Someone who will aggressively hunt these leg kicks and body kicks and head kicks, whatever he can. Great shots here from Mule on the outside. Really gave him problems in this fight. Inside and outside leg kicks and stance switching while he was doing it. Chops low. And Cheeto's, if he senses you're hurt with these kind of things, he'll turn it into an opportunity to finish the fight. If he thinks he can finish it with leg kicks, he'll keep coming forward and banging those leg kicks. And obviously, we're talking about the leg kicks because that's what made the difference in the first fight. Even against Song here, when they had a really technical striking battle, these leg kicks played a big part. Rob Font was real heavy on that lead leg with his boxing style, and it gave Cheeto problems. But these leg kicks, again, were a big part of the game plan, and to the calf as well, which is what ultimately caused the damage against O'Malley. So that's everything we knew going into their first fight, which we're going to have a look at right now. Sean's good on the outside with his boxing and his kicks, and Cheeto can do the outside game as well with the leg kicks, but we're going to break down a lot more. Let's just have a look what happened in the first fight. So the outside battle immediately here, Sean is the one winning with the leg kick battle initially, and he's got a lot of fakes in here as well, which disguise all of this. And you'll see every time Sean does fake, he gets a reaction from Cheeto. The hands come up, or he steps out, or he gets an overreaction, and then blasts away with kicks right there. Lovely double fake into that rear kick. And when Sean does this stuff that drops the hands, playing around, Cheeto's the kind of guy that will throw a jumping front kick at you. He's not going to walk in and try and box. But in this outside game, Sean, for me, had a few more tricks that he was able to utilize and bait Vera into some of these attacks. So when Sean says I've only seen the fight twice, I don't need to watch it. He does set a lot of traps that Cheeto falls into. So I can see where that kind of confidence comes from. This is a lovely example right here as well. So we've got orthodox Sean, southpaw Cheeto. Let's see what happens. So right here, a little fake, touches, measures distance, still here, fakes in and brings the feet close together. Cheeto doesn't like this, so he steps back into southpaw and gives this open side. O'Malley has created all this space, and what does he do? Immediately steps in and fires this beautiful liver shot to the body. And again, that's an example of Sean controlling the space, getting the reaction he wants from Cheeto, and then taking advantage of it. Sean's the one being aggressive in that situation and creating that trap where Cheeto is just trying to react to what Sean's doing, and he's kind of falling into some of these disguises that Sean has set up. And all of that just got more and more difficult for Cheeto to read because of all these fakes that Sean was constantly throwing out. And Cheeto, again, trying to wait for his moment, but all of these fakes disguise the offense. We've got another bit of distance measurement here from Sean as well. Again, the fakes from Sean, getting Cheeto to back out, but this is where everything changes. Cheeto walks forward, lands a lovely outside calf kick. That is where the damage is done. From here, this fight completely changes. Vera is now in front of Sean on this black line and does not react to any of these fakes. He knows he's hurt his leg, and the more Sean shows and starts to stumble like he does here, the less Cheeto starts moving backwards and the less he starts reacting to those fakes. And you'll see from this point on, he stands in front of Sean, starts firing big front kicks, but there's nothing Sean could do with the fakes anymore to get Cheeto to back out. He's planted himself in front of him, and the whole fight has changed. All this fakes is not creating any space anymore. Slight bit here, but you can see the feet of Cheeto don't really move. And Sean is falling over. Like right here, Vera knows it, and he just walks Sean all the way to the back of the cage and puts his feet right here outside this black line and doesn't move. And then from here, this is how the rest of the fight plays out until, again, Sean falls over. He kind of comes forward here. This is overly aggressive for Sean, but you can tell he's desperate because he's hurt. Falls down, and this is the end of the fight. Takes top position and gets this TKO with these lovely elbows. Over the top or the opposite side of the wrist control. A nice finish from Cheeto. But again, as soon as Cheeto worked out, Sean's compromised and there wasn't any threat coming off that backhand because Sean couldn't plant, Cheeto stopped backing out and stopped reacting to the fakes and stayed in front of him. If Cheeto can do that in the rematch and not give as much distance that Sean needs to set up those traps and also put himself in front of Sean and stay there, he can have a lot more success. But the problem is, Sean O'Malley is very dangerous, very powerful, so there's a reason people back out and react to the fakes because everything is such a threat. So Cheeto's finished him there from top position. And that's something else I want to talk about with Cheeto Vera. This is a guy who capitalizes on any opportunity, not just by walking forward and starting to punch you, but he takes position. If he hurts you, he will take position, scrambles, top position, ground and pound, whatever he can get, and threaten you everywhere. You'll see what I mean. So Chito Vera right here, loads and loads of pressure, flying knee, ends up in a scramble, and where does Chito end up? In full mount right here. And this is why the guy is dangerous. He capitalizes with position, and from here he started unloading this horrible ground and pound. One of the best things about Chito Vera's moveset, 100% his ground and pound, forces the roll, and he gets the tap all within about 15 seconds, and they were on the feet. After this flying knee, Chito scrambles, comes out in this top position. Same thing here against Yul. Again, you'll see Yul comes in, crashes, ducks under, and grabs an arm triangle effectively from the feet and forces it to the ground. Again, in these crazy situations where he's on his back trying to finish right now and he doesn't get this choke. But you got to be careful of Chito because you don't really know what he's going to do. And whenever a crazy situation occurs, his instincts are very good and he will look for position for submission and for ground and pound, which is not the same as like a traditional striker that, you know, O'Malley might have to deal with. Chito's got a lot more weapons than your average Muay Thai fighter. Here again, loads and loads of pressure, lowers his head, he just grabs this front headlock, turns it into a guillotine, walks to the fence and wrenches on it, and he actually uses this to pull him down, break position, take top, and then what do we get again here? Because of this positional change, loads of nasty ground and pound, and he ends the fight. Again here, another example of on the feet, Chito seeing an opportunity to go for an advancement in position as opposed to damage, takes it and creates a finishing scenario out of it. Very, very dangerous guy. Against the fence here, against Song as well, nice little trip, boom, straight into full mount. Like Chito is always trying to get that position to unload the ground and pound, never just content with the takedown. This is nice, catches a kick from Davey Grant right here. What does he do? Because this is gonna occur a lot against Sean, runs into him, you know, Davey kind of half pulls guard here, but he ends up in top position. Same thing here, this time Davey catches a kick from Chito. He goes into this single collar, rolls under the hook, bam, lovely elbow on the break as well. So that's lovely, right? If you catch Chito's kicks, he can come and create a scenario to land something nasty. And if he catches your kicks, he's looking for the takedown. So position is something that Chito's always trying to get. A good position to do ground and pound, a good position to set something up nasty or go for a submission. So that's another thing that makes Chito dangerous. He's an aggressive guy and he's basically always looking for those split-second moments where he can get a finish. So let's just stay on Chito Vera for a second while we're talking about that. So I mentioned his instincts are very good, but not just for finishing. I think he's got some very good defensive instincts in these chaotic moments where good high-level strikers have tried to make contact, and he can move his head, he can pull out, and it's all very smooth. Now, Chito does get hit a lot, but you can see what I mean. So right here, lovely combo from Song, slips under the right hand, high guard up, and just pulls out. Little combination, but again, it's all very smooth, very fluid. He's very good here at ducking under these hooks. Chito's always able to level that head underneath, slips under the right, returns to a body shot right there as well. Against the fence here, slips under the left, ducks under this right hand again, and Chito stays in the pocket, gives himself a second and fires back with these elbows. Again, pushes off, frames under another right hand, and then again in the pocket with these elbows. I think his defensive instincts also contribute to his offense in that he's got so much confidence in the fire that he's here in front of you, slipping punches, but still takes a second to see where you are, gauge distance, and then start firing back. It's almost like he wants to be in that position. He wants to be in the fire because it means he's got a better chance of hitting you. It's going to be really hard to create that kind of scenario against Sean O'Malley, but I'm just trying to highlight the fact that defensively, Chito's very instinctual and he still looks for his offense in those moments where some people would just cover up. Fucking mental, innit? Spamming elbows, crazy stuff. Again here against Davey, even this, just a wheel kick. He's got his guard up really nice and high. Lovely block on these body kicks. So defensively, I'd say Chito's very sound here. Lovely, leans away from the head kick, ducks under the right hand, pulls the left hook, eyes open the whole time. Against Cruz, slips the right, ducks under the left, pulls the right, guard is up, slips under the left again, and backs out. Good work there by Chito. And same again, covers the left hook, frames out, high elbow guard. You know, I'm not saying Chito doesn't get hit, because he gets hit a lot, you know, stuff gets through, but he has got very good defensive capabilities, and he moves, and he always keeps his eye on the target as well. All right, so we've spent some time on Chito there, but we talk about how good the defense is of Chito. How about we talk about the accuracy of Sean O'Malley, a guy who really is a master at picking holes in your defense and being able to land those really crisp, clean, quick punches in those places that people can't. We've got Peter Yan here, an opponent who's very good with his own guard. Keeps his hands very high, which creates some problems. But in doing that, he creates such a tight guard that people can't always penetrate. Here's a great example of how O'Malley was landing shots. Touches the lead hand right here of Yan. Little touch, doesn't even pull it, just touches it. And Yan automatically extends his arm because it's been touched. He brings his arm out and that creates a perfect lane for the right hand down the middle. Very sneaky stuff. Again, we talk about Sean range finding, but he's literally touched him and Peter's gone, oh, bam, gets hit in the face. He pulled that lead hand out, made him extend it to open up the shot. Something else with O'Malley is how deep he penetrates. Penetrate.
Bro, you can't say how deep he penetrates.
Deep penetration is very important on takedowns, on stepping through on punches. You want to get very deep with your penetration. And as well as this deep step, you'll see he touches the lead hand. What does Almeida do? Reacts, brings the lead hand down, opens up an angle again for this left. Now this kind of goes around the outside guard, but the step on O'Malley is really important. We're going to pay more attention to his feet in a second, but let's see another reaction he gets from Yan right here as well. I like this. So Sean just waves this lead hand, just waves it. And Yan does the same thing. Oh, I'm going to extend my lead hand because you've extended yours. And that gives a beautiful angle for the two. Again, pulls this hand away from Yan's face and the shot's right there. So again, with this straight left, we have this big, deep step, almost in line with the front leg of Yan. But look at this, southpaw, and there's another reason this punch travels further than it should and lands on Yan, because watch what he does with his back leg as he throws this left. It comes all the way forward, and he lands in orthodox. He almost squared up into him. But obviously, if you throw a punch like this, it can only go so far. If you throw a punch like this and switch stance, again, we've talked about this before, you almost double the distance. And Sean with long legs and a deep step and a switch all the way through, he can cover really fast distances. And you combine that with the fluidity where it's all one smooth motion. And that's why he's able to tag and land shots on these guys who think they're out of range or usually are quite hard to hit. So Sean's also really good at extending the combination. So the 1-2 gets ducked by Yan, steps out, weight on the back foot, and he comes straight back in with this uppercut. So it's the in and out of Sean. This is a great example. Lovely roll, 1-2, steps back out, all the weight goes on his back leg, launches himself forward into the jab because of it, and then the combinations, sees the level change, so he slips to the outside, thinking, oh, here comes an uppercut, and he's out and he's back in. So with Sean, it's 1-2, out, back in, and it's all setting and resetting on that back foot, and then exploding back forward. Rather than moving, it's out, in, out, back in, angle change. It's really bouncy, fluid, and obviously when you're throwing your whole body forward into shots like that, you can add a lot more power. It becomes more unpredictable, and it means you can chain all of your offense together as well. So we mentioned with Peter Yan, he keeps his hands very high. That is something Cheeto does. We'll talk about that in a minute. But obviously that opens up the body shots, right? You know, you can come high, finish to the body. But Sean's got the ability as well to use his knees, to bring those knees up as high instead of body shots. This is a lovely little combo here from Sean, where this rear knee just slices past and misses Yan because he's covering so high. But the fact that he has these as weapons as well, for some of these guys that are quite defensively sound, you know, he hits Yan with that earlier on in the fight, it does big damage. But the fact that that is there as well is quite interesting. So again, talking about the accuracy, this is one of my favorite shots O'Malley lands right here. It's a lovely left high kick, but the way he sets it up is really nice as well. Walks forward, closes distance on Almeida right now. Level changes in front of him, so Almeida's not sure if it's this left hand. Look at this step, boom. Already turned the leg into a kicking position. Left hand here is going to extend. Almeida slips to the outside of it because he thinks it's a straight, but there's the leg loaded, bam. Beautiful stuff. And again, not many people will pay attention to the feet right here. But you know, when you're throwing a kick, you want to step out, then you can step out and just throw. But Sean steps and turns at the same time. So he's covered the distance and taken the turn to open the hips, and he throws the kick. And again, it's about that lead foot penetration in a perfect example to the outside of an orthodox fighter. So again, it's the confidence to, you know, cover the distance, bam, and throw that kick, rather than, you know, stay a bit safer at range and try and throw it from the outside. And then after that as well, Sean follows up with this beautiful left hand. But we've changed the angle here because I want you again to pay attention to the legs of Sean O'Malley here, and especially this back leg. So hands down, he's landed this head kick, puts weight on the back foot, and then watch him move forward here. Slides back foot first, distance covered perfectly, and the range is absolutely perfect for this left hand as well. Again, it's this ability to slide and cover distance. You know, you could step forward and then throw your left, but he's loading the back leg, jumping, and also getting that distance perfect at the same time. So it's loading the back leg, jumping, and then it's more of a skip than just stepping in. And again, you're covering distance faster, you're gonna generate more power because you've loaded more of your body weight into it. And he gets the accuracy on that, and the measurement absolutely perfect. Like the shot he lands completely takes Almeida out. Okay, so Chito Vera, let's just talk about some of the other defensive things that you see from him. I'm not here to like criticize everybody or be like, this is the way to beat this guy, but these are some of the things that people use against Chito. Again, with the high hands, Jose Aldo hit the body all day with really, really good body shots. Again, so hands are super high, boom. Lovely left hook to the body there by Jose. And as soon as he found this, he read it nicely. The lead leg fake, boom, another shot. And Chito's just covering up right here. Jab high, beautiful, straight to the body as well with the hands come up. Outside leg kick here. Look, Chito just fully covered up, bam, bam. And I'm not surprised, standing in front of Jose Aldo, you know, it's a scary thing to be, but Jose read that body was open. I don't know if Sean is going to try and target the body, you know, because he's more of a head-hunting knockout artist, and when you do hit the body, you are a bit closer, it's a bit dangerous. You can ask Ian Gary, we saw him get dropped when he goes for body shots and stuff like that. But it's just something that I imagine Tim Welch and Sean have seen, that because of the high hands, that body is open. Even Frankie Edgar had success when he was going high-low and mixing up the targets here. And Rob Font found this body shot early. I mean, he was looking for this over and over again. And he landed a lot on Chito. We know how this fight went. Chito walked through all of this because he's so tough. But something else is that uppercut up the middle there that Rob started to find, which is something O'Malley might use. He's even framing here, boo, right up the middle of this high guard, right up there for the uppercut. And he did start to land it a fair bit, Rob. But obviously, Chito just had the power difference, lovely shot to the body there as well. And he was even framing at points and then ripping to the body. But with Chito, like we said, it's his aggressive pursuit of submission and position, as well as just wailing on you in these positions. He's really good in the clinch. We haven't really shown any of that, but he loves knees and elbows. But again, Chito's also, he disguises a lot of his offense. Some of the knockdowns we've seen him get are not just because he was able to, you know, throw a combination that landed, but he kind of sets it up with a bit of guile. This is a great little shot here that he lands on Font. Southpaw, sees the guys moving to the right, so he'll switch to orthodox to open up this lead side hook and just explodes into it. One shot's all he needs, and it takes him off his feet completely there. So again, big explosive power on Chito. Same thing with Dom here, just plants his feet, bam, just times another left hook on the chin right there. And that's the kind of thing he needs to do with Sean, not move out, be able to plant weight and just time things like there. Beautiful time jab that knocked Dominic Cruz down as well. And this is the head kick to finish as well. Dom frames, hands go out with southpaw here, so this is the open side. The straight comes out, so he slips away from it, but of course, the left head kick's behind it. And again, bit of guile involved in this one, but also that'll tell you something about Vera as well. Like, he's very good at recognizing where you are and where you're going. So if you're going this way, okay, I'm gonna go orthodox, and then my left hook is there as well. If I'm southpaw and you're going this way, if I go straight, you're gonna still go that way, and then we can throw the head kick behind it. So just very aware. Again, it's kind of, I don't want to necessarily use the word instincts, right? Because this guy's been training all his life, but he does have that killer mindset of, where's my prey going? How can I get to them? Oh, they're vulnerable. Let me just do everything I can, and also take advantage of the ground. And really, if you're talking about Chito and where he can beat Sean in a straight striking match, it's probably going to be quite difficult, you know? Of course, he's going to try and calf kick, but we've seen Sean's pretty good on the outside, and he had kind of the guile to disguise and set up traps for Chito at range. So if Chito wants to try and win in this fight, I think he's got to pressure Sean to the fence, not give space from those fakes, and just try and power through and get nasty, get dirty, and also try and wrap the neck, try and grab those clinch positions. If you get an opportunity, get into a dominant position quickly, like mount, because that kind of a chaos and aggressiveness is probably going to create Chito those opportunities if he's going to get them to try and win the fight. Sean, on the other hand, of course, he's going to be looking to set up that backhand all night, moving backwards, trying to create the right amount of space between him and Chito to draw him forward where he can drop that shot. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I think these guys are going to stay on the outside for most of it, but things might heat up quick. Sean might be able to snipe him out early, or Chito might take all of that punishment and that damage, keep coming forward, take it to the late rounds, and then start to land hard and heavy on Sean. It's a really fun fight. I know most people are picking Sean because You know, he's the champion, but Cheeto did win the last one, don't forget, in that top position with that nasty ground and pound. So if you ask me, it's up for either guy, really. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Broken some of it down for you today. There's probably stuff I missed that you want to talk about, so you can talk about it down below. But thank you very much for watching the breakdown. Much appreciated. UFC 299 goes down on Saturday. And yeah, let me hear your predictions in the chat. Take care.